to explore musical vulnerabilities in a judgment-free zone. That's the most important part. Because I've heard a lot of people criticizing music this weekend or this week, and you know who's criticizing their music? The artists themselves. So that's the next battle. I haven't heard a single person here say anything except for, that sounded incredible, great job, way to try that. But artists ourselves, what do we say? Sorry about that. Didn't do that perfect, screwed that up, right? Maybe the next thing is to explore our musical vulnerabilities and also give ourselves a break. But that's why we're here. That was the spirit of the original summit. I found Ben's old 2012 write-up from Thistledew. It's in the tent. You should read it. It's kind of some poetry in and of itself. It's going to live on the Hall of Fame wall after the summit, and it just reminds us how this started and why we're here and what we're trying to accomplish. Yeah. It's going to be a long weekend. Everybody buckle up. Cry 2 of 60. We're here to spread love when the world needs it the most and celebrate friendship and family and be thankful for these moments together. And we're here to celebrate the life of Tori Martin Holligby, who we all miss so much. But similarly, as I was breaking down, saying the same words for Hans, Tor would say, "Shut up, hippie. Get on with the show." I have a double chew in while he said that to me. Almost positive. Oh man, the list of thank yous. I'll just preface by saying, as any of you know me, I have a touch of OCD. And one of the biggest ones is being afraid that I forget to thank somebody. So I'll just start and say I will forget to thank someone. So I'll just pre-thank you now. Every single person sitting here at this moment had a hand in making this happen. So thank you to everybody for putting in the energy and the time, being away, taking time off. It's incredible, the energy you put in. That's why this works. Yeah. Can't do it without you. I want to start by thanking my parents who put up with our shenanigans 1 week a year and probably ask themselves why they do that every year, but they invite us back, which is shocking, to be honest. You know, we haven't had Emily storming out in her robe yet, but we have 2 more nights to, so it's not a challenge. It's not a challenge. But my parents have been so supportive of this and what we're doing, and that's saying something because it's not a normal thing we're doing here, and for them to welcome us to the property and let us act like we're 21, even though most of us are somewhere between 40 and 60, is pretty special. So, I got to thank my full pull crew, Kruger, Ryan, Drew, and Kirby, to name a few. Hold on, easy. And I want to start by saying that the full pull crew is what makes this work. One of these years, I'll be like joking about full pull crew and there won't be one, and then you'll see some weird cancellation notice on like Tuesday afternoon. You're like, it's not happening, people. Nobody showed up for full pull. Kirby specifically has supported this from the beginning, but took an entire week off of work to help us and to be here, and that's just incredible. Thank you, Kirby. You rock. Yeah. Saved us from many bad decisions. He'd roll in when we were like 15 minutes into a bad decision. He's like, there's a way better way to do this. It was very helpful. Of course, most of you have by now have to meet the tall Canadian floating around the site somewhere. Where are you? There you are, tall Canadian friend. Wenda, better known as Riva, drove 2 days to get here to work for 7 days to pull this off. Ladies and gentlemen, come on. Yeah, that's a big thing, and she's just been an unbelievable force this week. Hopefully you got to hear her play last night, because wow. And last but certainly not least, my on-site superintendent. Come on, Twisted Tea, work. I want to feel less. The last 2 years, Dan Nelson has joined me in the fact that Granny's is an annual event. It takes Stoke in January, and it takes Stoke in February and June, and Dan is throwing out ideas and songs and talking about plans, and that fuels my fire, and it's so helpful because it takes a lot of fire. And Dan has been just instrumental, and then he shows up and just busts his butt for 7 days straight to put this on for y'all. So let's hear it for Dan Nelson. Unbelievable. I want to thank Mojo, who's just an awesome force, friend of ours that's brought into our world by Hans, and part of the gift that he's continued to share with us is Mojo's presence. Yeah. He always brings bearing gifts of various alcoholic flavors. This year he brought us a larger-than-life American flag. And more importantly, he brings that attitude of love and inclusion and appreciation. And where are you, Mojo? He's probably always still manning the grill. Mojo, I love you. Mojo! I want to thank the Patrick family for putting on the awesome feed we just had. They provided all the Wyoming beef for the burgers. Yeah, there he is, Mojo. Yeah. I want to thank Mojo and the Patrick family for their service as well in the armed forces, and anybody else here that served. Talk about enjoying the fruits of the labors of the freedoms they provide us, right? I want to thank the Sprague families for their friendship and support of Granny's in every single way. I'd also like to personally apologize for not putting the legs of the camper down. You can get that story later. It's worth hearing now that everybody's okay. But the Spragues have just, they are up here a lot and helping, and Sprague comes for Wood Jam and other events, and they're just a huge part of why Granny's works. Love you guys. I want to thank Reimer for making Thursday night go off with the use of his newfangled PA system. Sounded pretty good last night, right? Yeah. And for his energy for the summit and his musical inspiration and all manner of things, Reimer. Yes, that's right. It's worth a clap. I also just want to thank my friend Christopher Tenorio, who always shows up. We have some fun giving each other some grief. We have a 20-plus year friendship that allows that to happen. But at the end of the day, we pretty much do anything for each other. And you can say that in words, but he does it in action. And he shows up every time and does whatever we need to make it happen. And I just can't thank you enough. So, like I said, I'm sure there's others come up and say, hey, you should have thanked me. I won't be offended. I love you all so much. Literally every single person sitting here right now is part of making this a success, and I just thank you so much. One weird admin note, out of order. If you wouldn't mind, at some point nonchalantly in the next 10 or 15 minutes, pull out your phone. Either kill your Wi-Fi or just close some stuff out. We're trying to live stream the event for the friends and family that couldn't make it. And if you aren't using your phone, maybe you can disconnect from the network just till we get done streaming. Turns out we are still in the middle of the mountains in a field, so the fact that it's streaming it at all is pretty incredible. So,
airplane mode. We're all in an airplane.
Yeah, just hit airplane. Airplane, barely talking. Now the Twisted Tea's working. We're gonna have Tours Memorial tomorrow at 9:30 down at the Cross. I know that 9:30 is the time that not everybody here is up typically, and I would just say set an alarm, drag yourself down the field, let's celebrate Tour, and come back to bed, but let's make it happen, all right? So just put that in your brain right now. Come down 9:15, 9:20. We're gonna have the service, informal service, hosted by the one and only Christopher Coates. So it's going to be a beautiful thing. We're going to get everybody a chance that maybe didn't get to join us in Cheyenne, or even if you did, and just reflect on all things tour. Tomorrow it'll be the same setup, 3:30. We got some catering from Douglas. We put on a nice spread. We'll have some more sides. 3:30 catering shows up or starts, and then 4:30 the shows start. Try to make it happen. I know we're a little late today. It's mostly my fault, but we want to be sensitive to the artists, and also out of order, I want to make sure that we have enough time for people that like a little bit earlier bedtime to still join us for some of the all-inclusive dance party for our the summit premiere of Mr. Josh Cabot. So we're going to run through the lineup so we can get to the all-inclusive dance party. So make sure you leave a little in the tank for that. It's going to be a great time. We're not there yet, but in a day or two, we're going to have to clean up this mess. So Sunday morning, if you can come by or get up or whatever, I know sometimes you just got to get back to life, but we'll try to be organized. If you got an hour, give us an hour. If you got 8 hours, we probably need 9. So stick around on Sunday if you can and help us clean up. It'd be awesome. Going to be pleading throughout the weekend for the fundraising. Thank you for everybody that's already donated. It's so appreciated. We are a little short of the mark yet. It's all right. We still got 2 days. And we try really hard to keep the cost down so we don't have to start charging for tickets and that sort of stuff. But it takes some cash. So if you got a few dollars to spare, throw it my way. I'd sure appreciate it.
What's your electronic payments?
I think maybe there's something floating around on the merch tent. I'm just OC-Nelson for Venmo. So
where's the QR code?
I'm not sure. I'm trying to help Senior turn those into PDFs. So with that, I think we should get to some music.